世に捧げよ。世はパーディス三世。貴様。
Yo, what's good? Lad here. How's it going? This week we've got the one and only. This week, King Pardis is finally upon us. He is here to clap anything that's weak to swords, fire, lightning, or dark. He is of the power faction and hailing from the memories of champions. And with his introduction, he'll be our next massive DPS. Let's go ahead and check him out. Tesso Genta is his VA. You might notice him from Naruto voicing the Nine-Tailed Fox. That's pretty cool. With that, let's go ahead and check out his notable damaging skills. His first one is a SP cost of 55 that becomes 65. It's a 2-hit single target sword damage attack, potency 55, and exploits fire, lightning, and dark. And a max boost, he gets a 250% potency up after consuming 1 BP from each ally in the front row. The second ability is an SP cost from 80 to 70. It's a 1-hit AoE sword damage attack, potency 70, and exploits fire, lightning, and dark. And a max boost, this consumes 50 SP from the front row, except from himself, and it gains a total of 3 hits. Then lastly for his nuke attack, which is the SP cost of 300, it's a 1-hit single target sword damage attack, potency 530, it exploits fire, lightning, and dark, and when a broken enemy is present, he gives himself a 100,000 damage cap up, and at 6 stars this becomes a 300,000 damage cap up. For his EX skill, after 3 turns and 1 usage per battle, he gives himself dead aim and he's able to exploit both dagger and bow, and then he gives himself a damage cap up of 100,000. And this is 3 to 6 turns based on the boost level. For his ultimate at level 1 to level 20, he damages the front row 30% of his max HP, and then restores 100% of his HP and 50% to 100% of his SP from level 1 to level 20 for 2 turns. And then he gives himself a self buff to double cast 4 turns starting at ultimate level 10 and above. And if you use his ultimate at 200%, the ally behind can act. For his notable support skills, he has a TP skill with a 55 SP cost. He blocks physical and elemental damage for 2 turns, and he counters with physical sword damage potency at 230, and this exploits fire, lightning, and dark. This can only be used 2 times per battle. For his passives, his first one, all of his attacks become sword physical damage attack, exploding fire, lightning, and dark. His second passive, at full HP, he raises his own physical attack and sword damage up by 30%, and also he gives himself a self-damage cap up of 100,000. His third passive, he gives himself a potency up of 200% when consuming 3 or more BP, but he goes last. And lastly, for his last passive, he gives himself a self-physical attack from passive and active cap up to 50%, and then he has a 30% in dark resistance. Taking a look at his stats here, this guy is mainly focused on just one thing, and that is physical attack. He's got the highest physical attack stat in the entire game at 630. Of course, his elemental attack stat is pathetically low, and you won't have to worry about that because you won't ever be using any elemental attacks. His speed is also ridiculously slow, so watch out for that. So now for the main question, should you pull? He is a total beast. He's here for one reason, and that's to destroy anything that's in his path. Anything that's weak to swords, fire, lightning, or dark is going to have a bad time. His EX skill is useful in the fact that he can now hit also dagger and bow weakness as well too. In the case that Kane did not want to come home for you, but you have Tiziano, you can definitely use King Pardis to take advantage of Tiziano's dagger implants. With King Pardis, his whole entire kit revolves around his ultimate. You want to make sure you get his ultimate to level 20, activate it so he can double cast, and then essentially go ham from there. One of his best attacking abilities is his 3-hit ability, where he takes 50 SP from your other allies in front row to hit up to 3 times. And because of the fact that his passive gives him a total of 200% potency up to any attack skill, this is someone who's going to be doing massive damage and potentially is stronger than Kaine. Now taking a look at his A4 accessory, it's a 250 to physical attack, minus 40 to defense, elemental defense, and minus 30 to speed. The passive gives you a 100,000 damage cap up, while the equipped traveler is in the front row and inflicts a AoE 10% sword resist down. The flat stat by itself is insane. 250 is the most that we've ever seen from a A4 accessory. That by itself is a great reason to try to get him to his A4 accessory. And of course the topping on top, whoever has this accessory gets a 100,000 damage cap up. This is essentially a better Bargello A4 accessory. Getting him to his A4 accessory would be definitely nice to have. Next, longevity. He's gonna be here to stay. His life shelf is gonna be almost as good as Kaine's. We are now going back to the sword meta, and he's slowly taking us back there. Our next huge DPS will be another swordsman, but until then, Pardis does a fantastic job until then. Let's go ahead and finish up. Character design 4 out of 5. His iconic beard and his menacing look is definitely a sight to behold. Voice actor 5 out of 5. This is our boy Ninetales Fox from Naruto. Abilities 4.5. He's got access to swords, fire, lightning, and dark at all times, and if you need, bows and daggers for up to 6 turns. Longevity 4.5. His life shelf is almost as good as Kaine's, if not even better. Again, the sword meta is slowly making its way back. Global buff 0 out of 5. Time limited, yes, 0.2 out of 5. He's part of the memory champions. Overall impression, sword's coming back. If you missed out on the Kaine and Tiziano meta, he is definitely someone that you want to pull for, as he is one of the next DPS meta that we're moving into. So with that coming this week, I'll definitely be pulling for him. I'll try to get him to A1, and if my pulls are lucky enough, possibly A4. But with that being said, to those who are also pulling for him, let me know. I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself like always. Loud out.